Welcome back, friends. It's good to see you. Today we are going to be talking about hypocrisy and being humble. So let's go ahead and look at our verses, our passage for the week. So we're again in the book of Matthew, chapter 23, verses 1 through 6, which we added on 12, so it's supposed to be 1 through 12, but that's okay. A warning about hypocrisy. Then Jesus said to the crowds and to his disciples, "The teachers of the law and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. So you must be careful to do everything they tell you, but do not do what they do, for they do not practice what they preach. They tie up heavy, cumbersome loads and put them on other people's shoulders, but they themselves are not willing to lift a finger to move them. Everything they do is done for people to see. They make their pliers wide and the tassels on their garments long. They love the place of honor at banquets and the most important seats in the synagogues. They love to be greeted with respect in the marketplaces and to be called rabbi by others. But you are not to be called rabbi, for you have one teacher and you are all brothers. And do not call anyone on earth father, for you have one Father, and he is in heaven. Nor are you to be called instructors, for you have one instructor, the Messiah. The greatest among you will be your servant. For those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted." So we're going to go ahead and start out by looking at the first four verses of this passage. Jesus is telling his disciples and us to not do what the teachers of the laws and the Pharisees are doing. Why is he telling us that? Later on in the verse he says, "For they do not practice what they preach." Have you guys ever heard that saying before? I know I have. What does that mean? Basically, what he is saying is that the teachers of the law and the Pharisees are hypocrites. What's a hypocrite? Well, a hypocrite is somebody who says something and does the exact opposite. So let's go ahead and play a game. Let's play Simon Says. Everybody stand up. Okay, so I'm going to be Simon, and whatever I do, I'll do what I instruct you guys to do as well, okay? So this is going to be a group effort. Go ahead and put your arms up as high as you possibly can. Okay, now I want you to spread your arms as wide as you possibly can. Go ahead and do 5 jumping jacks. And let's go ahead and touch our toes. What happened there? I told you, right, that I was going to do everything that you guys were going to do. Did I do exactly what I said I was going to do? Nope. Did I do what I told you guys to do? Nope. And that's exactly what the Pharisees and the teacher of the laws are doing. They had all these fancy rules. They were telling people, pray so many times a day, make so many burnt offerings, but then they themselves were not actually doing that. And that's exactly what Jesus was warning us about. He does not want us to follow people who tell us to do things when they themselves do not follow through with it. So let's go ahead and look at the following verses. Everything they do is done for people to see. He talks about their tassels, what they're wearing. He talks about how the Pharisees and the teachers in the law love to, be respected in public. They like to be noticed, and they like to be put in the seat of honor when they're at banquets or really special events, right? So now Jesus is starting to talking about being humble. The Pharisees and the teachers of the law, everything that they were doing wasn't actually for God. It was for themselves and for everybody else around them. They weren't actually being humble. It was all kind of a show for them, and they were the center of the stage, right? So I'm sure that you guys have things that you're really good at, right? Like maybe a sport, maybe you're really good at drawing or writing or math, right? Well, you know what? I am really good at building really big towers with blocks. You want to see? I'm just going to use this pillow just so you guys can see better, okay? Look how big I can build my tower. I'm telling you, it's probably going to reach the ceiling or something, right? Let's see here. Okay, wait, let me try again. We'll use different blocks this time. That was just practice. I really am really, really good at this. I could probably even, you know, balance this. Be like a really cool balancing act. Okay, so maybe I kind of jumped ahead of myself. I was being a little bit prideful, wasn't I? When I said that I was really good at building really big towers, right? I wasn't being very humble. I was almost bragging. I was saying, you know what? I can build a bigger tower and a better tower than I bet you can. And plus, I built it on a pillow, right? Well, let's see what happens when I try to build a tower on a firm surface. Okay, that worked a lot better, right? Why is that? Well, the pillow is kind of bouncy, it's soft, right? It's not a very good material to try to build something because it's not flat. The table here, though, is flat and it's sturdy. And that's exactly what we want our relationship to God to be like, right? So we were talking about things that we're good at. So I may be really good at building towers, right? I could be great at that. But if I build it on something as flimsy as a pillow, meaning just my own pride, my own thought, what other people say about me, then that tower is going to fall really, really quickly because that's not a firm foundation. But when we take our gifts and we use them to glorify God, when we, you know, say, thank you, God, for the gifts that you have given us. Thank you for making me so good at playing the piano or really good at basketball or really good at drawing. We are building that on a firm foundation because God is a firm foundation, right? And the teachers of the law and the Pharisees, everything that they were saying was kind of on a nice, soft, squishy pillow. There was no strong foundation to what they were doing. So those are our verses for the day. And so what are the two things that we can take away from today's lessons? One, hypocrisy. We have to be careful about what people say around us. Even today, there's people who are going to say, you know, go ahead and do this thing and this thing, but then they themselves might not follow the rules, right? Other thing is all that gifts and all those things that we are good at, we always want to make sure that we are bringing the glory and we're thanking God for the gifts that He gave us, right? And using the gifts that God gave us to be good. Not like the Pharisees and the teacher of the law who just kind of put on a show. They just want people to look at them. They want to be honored. They say things and they don't do it themselves. Thanks again for joining me again this week, friends. I'll see you later.